Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on King John, and today we get to hear from the Duke of Austria in Act 1, Scene 2. It's called Act 1, Scene 2 in the folio. In some of the other versions, they've decided that this is Act 2, Scene 1 because the first scene was in England and now we're in France, so they needed to do an act break as opposed to doing just a scene break. And also because if you go by the folio scenes, this play has probably the shortest Act 2 that has ever been written. I'll count the actual lines for you. I want to say it's like 35 or something like that. It's kind of ridiculous. So anyway, recap of Act 1, Scene 1, and or just Act 1, depending on what version of the script you are reading. King John doesn't necessarily have the best claim to the throne. France is backing his nephew Arthur. Instead, King John has knighted Philip the Bastard and calls him Sir Richard, named Plantagenet, and then we find out that Philip the Bastard is actually the illegitimate son of King Richard I. Fun stuff. He's going to go off and fight in France on behalf of King John. So now here we are in France, and we're in Angiers, and we've got the Duke of Austria, and we've got the King of France, and we've got Arthur, and we've got a whole bunch of other people. And the scene starts out with the King of France saying basically to Arthur, hey, this is the Duke of Austria who's responsible for killing your uncle, King Richard I, the lion-hearted. Can you get past that? He's here now to apologize and pledge his colors to you instead of the usurper King John. Do you accept, basically? And Arthur says, yes, I accept. That's fine. I'll take it, even though he killed my uncle. And Austria says, upon thy cheek lay I this zealous kiss, as sealed to this indenture of my love, that to my home I will no more return till Angiers, and the right thou hast in France, together with that pale, that white-faced shore, whose foot spurns back the ocean's roaring tides, and coops from other lands her islanders, even till that England hedged in with the name, that water-walled bulwark, still secure and confident from foreign purposes, even till that utmost corner of the west salute thee for her king. Till then, fair boy, will I not think of home, but follow arms. So he pledges himself. Basically, that's what he's doing. He's pledging himself to Arthur and to France, and he's sort of railing on England and saying what a cesspool England is right now, and that silly little island over there that does weird things. He's like, until all of them bow to you, then I'm not gonna go home. I'm gonna keep fighting for you. And Arthur's like, great. And then everybody's like, all right, yeah, let's go to war, let's go to war. And Constance, who is Arthur's mother, is like, hang on real quick. We had sent a messenger, Chatillon, to England to talk about some things, and he might come back saying that King John's fine with it and you can just have the throne. So let's wait. Let's just wait until we hear from him before we go to war and kill everybody. And then tomorrow, the messenger enters and tells us what England had to say, which we as the audience already know what England had to say. There's going to be a war. Because why would Shakespeare write a history play if there wasn't a war in it? Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow so we can find out what the messenger has to say. Mwah.